got the hell out of here. He doesn't like that.
Well, he thinks y'all are crazy. I know that's for a fact. It might be both.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit of both. Actually, we were just talking about the Giannis thing, Zach, and the odds jumping them up to 5th to win it all. I find that to be absolutely crazy. But what'd you think when you heard? What was your initial reaction, gut reaction to the trade?
Yeah, I mean, it was going to be this or it was going to be Boston, and you knew the Jaylen Brown situation with Boston. It still is, very, very in flux. But I think for me, this seemed like the best trade package. Like, yeah, you could get an MVP candidate, all-NBA guy like Jaylen Brown, but then you're kind of stuck in the same situation you were, except you downgraded from Giannis to JB. And now with this package, like, they can't really tank, even though I know the NBA is trying to get rid of tanking anyway because they don't have their picks until 2031. They don't have control of their picks until 2031. So you had to restock the draft picks. You prey on the downfall of Miami in 2030 and 2031 and 2033. You develop Khalil Ware, you develop Jaquez, you go out and kind of reset the culture of this franchise. I thought it was the best deal available. What didn't really surprise me, but I guess it surprised me the timing of it because it sounded like we might go into July with this trade still not done.
Oh, aren't you glad? By the way, isn't that the best part for all of us? We didn't go into July with this trade.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
I
was on a flight, so I was battling Wi-Fi on a plane to get this done. But yeah, it was, other than that, perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect timing for everyone but you. By the way, this is the day where we've already seen a few trades. Shout out Julius Randle, because I feel like he got no love. This just got buried yesterday that he was moved at all. But do you see anything else happening the rest of the course of today?
Yeah, it's going to be chaos today. It's already going to be a lot of trades. I don't know if they're going to be significant trades. I think you're going to get a lot of teams moving up or down in the draft. People are talking about New Orleans trying to trade into the first round. OKC may package their 2 first-round picks and try to move up because they already, I guess, their roster isn't good enough already. We got to add more to it. But yeah, we're going to have so much movement. The Clippers might move down or move out. There's just a lot that could happen. I think it probably will be 2-3 hours from now. But yeah, it's going to be chaos today.
Love that for us.
Love it.
Zach, yesterday, I know we saw Trae Young sign his deal. He's going to be in Washington for the next 4 years. In your opinion, who do you see tonight at that number 1 spot that they can pair up along with Trae that makes the most sense to you?
I get the argument for Darren Peterson. He's awesome. And I don't even worry about the stuff that happened in Kansas with the cramps and not finishing games or whatever. To me, that's college stuff. You come into the NBA, you set a culture. It's going to be a lot different, hopefully. But with AJ Dembance, as good as Peterson is, AJ is 6'9". He's athletic. He can play defense. He can shoot a little bit. You can teach him how to shoot better. He can do all these things within the half court, within the full court, both ends of the floor. I would just go with the 6'9" guy. I think he's safer. Maybe Peterson has a little bit higher ceiling, but I just think AJ Dembance fits a lot more of what they want to do.
Wait, can I push back for a second? Can I push back, Lou? What do you mean you're not worried about all the college stuff? And that's just we have all dated. If somebody shows you red flags, are we not supposed to take the red flags and say, "Hold on a second"? We've done this.
How do we know Kansas wasn't part of that issue, right? We can't just put it all on an 18-year-old kid. To me, look, remember last year it was, oh my God, Ace Bailey. I don't know about the character of this kid. Oh, Ace Bailey, he doesn't want to go here, he doesn't want to go there. What happened in Utah this last season? He was great. He was a great kid.
I'll push back on that.
Okay.
How about Ben Simmons? I don't want to play in that. I'm not going to keep going. Yeah, that turned out he's fishing now. He's fishing every day of his life.
He did well initially. He did well for some time.
Okay, well, I guess you'll get a couple good years out of him, and then he'll revert.
Yeah, maybe so. And also, with dating, you also know which exes and which ones to play with and which ones not to play with.
That's right, exactly.
Just took a turn.
I'm just sensitive to red flags, you guys. Maybe that's a therapy thing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that in here. Sorry.
I will say Kansas has produced a lot of young players and a lot of draft picks that don't have necessarily this trauma and these issues that Darren Peterson as a top 1 to 3 pick he has. So I agree with Beatles saying to a point, but also this dude's so talented. I feel like we've overanalyzed this kid, and his talent and his personality will kind of be more accepted and show once he gets to his team in the NBA.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think too, you give a kid, 18 years old, he gets a chance to mature. Beetle, I know you at 18
Excuse me?
Nightmare.
I'm literally going back.
Nightmare.
I am going.
That
I'm
was
worse
so
now.
long ago, but we don't know.
That's a good
Chandler,
point, yeah.
I will murder you. Just so everybody knows.
The good old days.
Zach, I do want to ask you this though. So if they go out and pull the trigger on AJ, and you have Trae Young, let's say AD decides to stay and he re-signs, are they legit contenders in the Eastern Conference with that three guys right there to start?
I still think they're so young. You probably need a year to get everybody on the same page, but you love the core, right? Koulibaly's good. Keyshawn George, good. Bub Carrington can really play. Alex Sarr took great leaps last year from year 1 to year 2. You know, they've got Trey Johnson. Like, they've got so much good young talent, but I don't know that we can judge things on what the Spurs have recently done, what the Thunder did before that. Like, you guys know, like, young talent in this league doesn't necessarily produce wins. It's great they have veterans in place now, but AJ DeBance is 19 years old. Like, I don't know that you can expect them to know how to win at this stage. So I think it will take a year, maybe 2 years, which I don't know if that's on AD's timeline. It doesn't sound like it is. But if they can kind of accelerate that process for them, then I at least think, like, that should be a top 6 team in the East, and then who knows what happens.
I think we all can agree the East is a lot better than we thought. Like, remember this year we were just shitting all over the East, thinking it was going to be terrible.
Yeah, but Chandler, we do this every year, though, right? We're like, hey, the East might not be that bad, and then it is.
And then the Knicks win it all and just dominate.
I'm not getting caught up.
Zach, I want to ask you about all these NBA comparisons, right? Because every year there's kids getting compared to these guys, but now this year it's different. It feels like, you know, you hear the Peterson Kobe comparisons, the Boozer Tim Duncan. Like, what's the craziest comparison you've heard in this year's draft? Because those two are, you know, heavy hitters.
I don't know that you're going to get crazier than Cam Boozer, Tim Duncan. Like, Tim Duncan, like, that's one of the, I mean, not that Kobe's not, but like Tim Duncan was like, we already knew, oh, this dude's a guy coming into the league who's an adult who will be all NBA right away, be a contender right away. Cam Boozer's nice. He's also like 2-3 inches shorter than Timmy was. He's not as polished. Like, he's really good. But if you're expecting a Tim Duncan-esque player, you will be disappointed. Same with Darren Peterson and Kobe Bryant. Like, I've been making my own ridiculous comparison to Darius Acuff. Not saying he will be Damian Lillard, but he's a Damian Lillard type of guard that attacks in a similar way, shoots the hell out of the ball. So I'm even trying to make the problem worse by giving those expectations to Acuff.
Can I ask you why haven't I seen a Cam Boozer, Carlos Boozer comparison?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Is it because he shoots the 3 and like Carlos didn't come up in a time where you shot the 3 as a power forward? So maybe we're like, oh, that could never. It's like, yeah, the genes are there, right?
It's
there. Like it should be the exact comparison.
I was doing this yesterday with some guys, and they were saying crazy names, and I was like, how about Carlos Boozer?
Well, I hadn't even thought of that, and now I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to steal that. Yeah, it's great. It's perfect.
I mean, maybe the game's different, man. I'm a shooting guard, and my kid, she's a power forward. I don't know what to do with her. I don't know how to help her. So anyway, Zach, there's a ton of talent in this draft, and we've talked about a lot of these guys, and I'm a big Caleb Wilson fan. Who has the highest ceiling in this draft, you feel like?
I mean, it's probably Peterson, right? Like, I just think if he's going to be healthy and everything you hear about him, you know, I've heard a lot of people who scouted AJ DeBance in high school, and every time I'm like, yeah, I think AJ's the guy. They're like, I don't know. Darren gave it to him in high school, right? Like every time he was matched up with these guys, he was the best player on the floor. I do think that matters. I wouldn't say Caleb Wilson has the best potential, the highest potential. But what I loved was early on in the season, you know, he went out there and, you know, had big games against these guys and people asking him why. And I think his answer was essentially, or maybe this was, you know, behind the scenes, but his answer essentially was like, oh yeah, they didn't give him the ball in these all-star games in high school, so I'm going to give it to him every single time I play. I like finding out that kind of mentality where you're just kind of an a-hole, and like, you're going to be out there and be like, yeah, I don't like that guy. I think that's very much like, that's exactly like, if I could play as an NBA talent, that's exactly what I would be. Petty as hell.
We love that. We love petty.
And we also talked about the Thunder. There's rumors that they're trying to trade up and get one of these top players in the draft. Outside of Peterson, outside of AJ, who would make the league sick that they would draft? Like, come on, OKC, another guy.
I mean, like Caleb Wilson, maybe if you added another just super athletic defensive guy that you can kind of teach how to flesh out that offensive game, he might be one of those guys. Like, I mean, Keaton Wagler, someone people are very high on. Mikael Brown Jr., someone people are very high on. Like, there's a bunch of guards. I don't know that they need guards necessarily, but remember that second apron is here and it is loud for them. And so they're going to have to make some cuts. They already sent Aaron Wiggins out, talks about Lou Dort not being around next season because of this. If you go out and get another guard, now you have even more flexibility with this guard class. Yeah, like you're putting these guys next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. How easy was their job going to be?
Even one of the two big fellas from Michigan kind of eases the blow of not re-signing Hartenstein too. Like they could go so many different ways.
To put it this way, no matter what they do, we're all going to roll our eyes. Like, it doesn't matter.
And it will probably be the right call, whatever they do. It's gonna make perfect sense, whatever they do.
Chef's kiss, whatever they do already. I already hate it. I don't even know what they're going to do yet. Who's the guy that you kind of have your stamp on that you're like, I've been saying this dude's going to be awesome, and when it turns out to be right, I'm going to tell everybody I knew before they did. Like, who's that guy?
I'm big on Christian Anderson. Like that, I think he's only like 6'1", 6'2", but he can shoot the hell out of the ball. He's probably the best shooter in the class. Like he's gonna, need to play make at the NBA level. He's not quite a point guard, but I think he has that in him. He doesn't have to be someone who's like John Stockton or Chris Paul out there with setting guys up, but his shooting ability alone, like he can pull from like 30 with ease and knock it down. And he's just someone that right away at the NBA level, he has an incredible skill set that he can utilize. And if he gets into any kind of system where like there's like 4 coaches in the league, like, I don't know about that 3-point shot. I think it's going away soon. We don't need to maximize that. If he avoids just any of those guys, he's going to be a monster as a rookie.
I'll tell you this, Zach, too. I watched him work out like a couple of times in Proactive out here at Westlake, and the kid is a stud, dude. Like he had one of the best workouts I've ever seen shooting the ball. He's like kind of a big guard. So kind of plays a little bit like Jalen Brunson, where he changes his speeds, uses angles. Like that's a really good sleeper pick because I've seen him with my own eyes this summer.
Well, he's Zach's, so you can't have him. That's Zach's.
Dude.
Oh, I got him first. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Aaron Mintz is agent too, also who knows how to get to the right spots. He's gonna be in a good spot.
There we go. Zach, I want to switch gears and ask you about free agency as that opens up next week. What have you been hearing out there? What's a major free agency move that you think could happen in this coming week?
Well, I don't think it's going to work, but a lot of teams are trying to steal someone away. So whether that's Walker Kessler, whether that's Jalen Duren, which obviously restricted free agency. It's fun. I hate restricted free agency because I don't like how it limits the player. Obviously restricted is in the name, but everyone's always like, so what's a better system? I don't know. That's not my job. I can't, I'm not smart enough to come up with that stuff. But with restricted free agency, I don't know that you can offer enough money, tie up your cap space, and get Jalen Duren away from the Pistons. I think they're going to match whatever. I think the Jazz are pretty much going to match whatever with Walker Kessler. So trying to get those guys away, I just don't believe that's going to happen. I think other teams are trying to do this with Austin Reeves, who's not a restricted free agent. I think he's going to re-sign with the Lakers, but you hear some rumors about, oh yeah, this team's going to throw a max at him, this team's going to throw a max at him, and try to take him away from that. I don't know, you guys would know this better than I would. I don't know about tying up so much of your cap space in having Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, just from the defensive aspect of it and what you can do in terms of building out your roster. Like that's going to be tricky in this era of the salary cap. So that would give me a little bit of pause if I'm the Lakers. But then at the same time, all right, there's 60 points right there and about 15 assists a game that we locked up with our backcourt. You find defensive role players, you find shooters around them, maybe it'll work out. But I do think the Lakers, they'll re-sign Austin Reeves. I don't know how viable of a long-term thing that is, just because the rest of DeAndre Ayton, Jackson Hayes, they don't have a lot that they can add to it. And this free agent class is not as deep as you would think with this stuff.
Yeah, they better go and sign the Lou Dorts of the world if they go and pay Austin that to make up. And they still got to repay Rui. So they have a lot of decisions to make. I'm going to give you 3 names right here, and you got to tell us one of these guys, which one's more likely to be on a new team next year. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard.
I don't think Kawhi's going anywhere. One, I don't think Steve Ballmer wants him to go anywhere. I guess we got to figure out what happens with this investigation, assuming it ever ends. This thing is
Seriously.
dragging on longer than some toxic relationships I've been in. Like, this is really
Hey-o.
I can't believe we still don't have a resolution to this. So I don't think Kawhi, even if something did happen where they got penalized, I don't think they're going to void his contract. I don't think they're going to do any of that stuff. So they're not going to, Steve Ballmer doesn't want to trade him. And if he got traded, like, I've heard people like, oh, what if he got traded to Detroit? He's not going to play. He doesn't want to play in Detroit. He wants to be in LA. That's where Kawhi wants to be, plain and simple. KD, I think they're going to run it back, not to steal your title, but I think they're going to run it back one more year, at least until the trade deadline, and see where that goes, and just hope that, hey, Fred VanVleet's back. This is going to be a lot easier situation for us organizationally. LeBron, yeah, you hear about the Warriors, you hear about Cleveland. The Cleveland thing does not make sense to me unless he is just that hard up for an end to this storybook finish. Like that team, I know they made the conference finals. The team's a mess. Like, I don't see that making sense for him. The Warriors, is he going to take that big of a discount? Like, I guess a long-winded way of answering your question, it would be LeBron leaving over those other two.
Wow.
But logistically, I don't see it. Like, I think all those guys stick around where they are because LeBron's not taking $10 million a year or a mid-level exception to go join another team. Like, that's not happening. He's still, like, you gotta feed your kids, you gotta feed your family, you gotta go on these trips for these anniversary title teams and everything. Like, that stuff's expensive. Yeah.
By the way, I feel like come back.
That's not $2 Chuck, that wine's expensive.
Which is fine. What do you
say?
Can
we just come back after commercial and dive into all these toxic relationships we keep talking about?
We really should. Between Zach and myself,
Beats, you want to go first?
Yeah. We could do a show. And they know some of it. Next time you're on, Zach, we're going to work on your framing. It's the most depressing little coffee cup that you have going on back there.
I'm in a hotel in Chicago.
Oh, we know.
And it's like, and it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's a witness protection. Yeah, it's a microwave. There's an espresso machine, unless you guys have a better spot. Look, I mean, I usually am, but it's a mess over there. You don't want that over there either. So,
dear God, I'm so glad we got you on. Enjoy whatever happens tonight and the rest of today. I hope it's chaos.